Good morning, everybody. Welcome back as the year of 2022 is inching, Mike. It's inching to close. Today is episode 217. What's up, brother?
What up, man? I was just telling you before we came on. I didn't realize today was Thursday.
You were,
I thought today was Wednesday. I am so off this week. I didn't even realize it was the 29th.
And he was literally confused as can be. Didn't know what the hell was going on. Yes, there he is. There it is, Mike.
That is kind of par for the course for me, not knowing what's going on. That's like my default state of, what day is it? What week is it? What year is it? So,
yeah,
it is who I am. I'm used to it by now.
Mike, it was I had a moment.
A senior moment?
I had a moment. Do you recall back when we were kids?
Uh-huh.
I think I was 9, 10, maybe 9.
Mm-hmm.
And either yourself or your friend or person you hung out with all the time, they, for the very first time, got that that big Nintendo box.
Mm-hmm.
For Christmas,
yes,
birthday, whatever. And it was a big box, and it was $99, and it had a Nintendo. It had a gun. It had a
Duck Hunt Mario.
And there was it was a feeling, Mike, like you've never experienced in your life.
Yes,
because you went from being a kid playing with kids' toys to this, and it really did. It changed your life, and you become an addicted video game player for the next 20 years because of it, I think.
Yes. I'm still to this day addicted to video games.
So I had a moment. As you know, Mike, we had got my child the MetaQuest Oculus goggles for Christmas.
Yes.
It happened again, Mike. It was that same feeling. And the thing about these goggles, this is going to be something even way more than Nintendo was. This is going to be the turn of the future. And what I mean when I say this is, I don't play these games like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto, but if I did, I know that I would love them with these goggles, Mike, because it's unbelievable. And I think that it's so unbelievable that it's probably excuse me, it's probably going to be something that is used for us as adults in the future, this technology. Because when I turned it on for the first time, as I was setting it up, I was in pure, utter amazement, Mike, at this piece of technology. And, my son, what do you see? And I'm looking and I'm like, fuck, I'm in this world. It's a different world. I'm looking up at this. I assume that it's Mars was directly above me. And it's up there, Marsing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I see Mars. And then these trees, I'm standing under these trees and I'm just taking it in. It was a winter scene, and there was a snowman and there was a fire burning, across the way. Yeah, man.
Wow.
And so I just stood there and I checked it out for a minute, and then I realized, once you start moving your arms like this, because you're holding these two paddles basically, and as you're moving your arms like this, you begin to walk.
Oh, no way. I was wondering how you walked.
Yeah, you walk, you do the motion like you're walking, and you'll notice that you start moving. And while I'm doing this, I climbed this tree house. I walked over to this. I was like, dude, there's this big tree house in front of me, about 10 feet. So I walk over to it, and I continue to do the same thing. And you start working your way up this fucking ladder to get up into this tree house.
Yeah.
And then you get into it and you turn around and you have that shit moment, like you're in a high place.
No
almost
way.
Like you're dizzy. You lose your, Mike, it really is amazing. and I can't wait. I can't wait till he goes back to school so I could play it regularly. But
Great.
it
We're never
really
gonna find you again.
well, it's truly amazing because, like I said, as you're setting it up, there's these a screen. It's so futuristic in the way that we would have seen something on television or a movie growing up. Like the
Yeah.
screen basically pops up in front of you. You still
Yeah.
see everything else, but the screen is in front of you, and it's transparent. You can see through it, and you're setting it up, and you're selecting your languages and everything like that. And so as I'm doing that, I kind of look to my left, and there's a mirror, and you're in the mirror, but it's not you. It's a avatar.
Yeah.
But everything that you're doing, the avatar in the mirror is mimicking you. It's basically you're in that
Yeah.
picture. Mike, it's truly amazing. A couple observations that I made about this was these avatars. Now, one of the first things you notice, and it's one of the first things that I noticed with remember the Wii, the
Yes.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
the avatars didn't have legs.
Yes.
And that weirds me out. And let me tell you why it weirds me out that I didn't have legs. Not because I didn't have legs. I know I have legs, but it weirded me out because all these other games like John Madden Football,
Yeah.
everything is so perfect. These characters look exactly like they look on television. I mean, the football players, you know,
Yeah.
you really can't get much more accurate.
Mhm.
My question is, I wonder why they didn't marry the two and make the avatar. And I haven't.
Yeah.
Give me a moment, but you wonder why they didn't make the avatars in this because it's super realistic. It's virtual reality. You basically forget that you're in a virtual reality when you're in this.
Yeah.
And my theory is this, Mike. I think it's because there is so much room to make money for that technology. If
Yeah.
they would have jumped to where they are in Madden, they would have lost out on a few years worth of money. Because then the next year it could advance. Maybe next year when you go to get the goggles with the virtual
Yeah.
reality, it gets a little bit better looking. I think it's a little bit cleaner and it gets a little bit more real. And it makes me think that that's probably the case because there's no reason that they really can't make everything that I'm seeing in here in this virtual reality similar to the other games out there that look very real. There's
Yeah,
no reason. I mean, it's
you would think. I like yeah. You
and
hope
it just
they're
makes me
able to
think that,
make it.
like I said, this almost feels like the genesis of this technology the way that the Nintendo was the genesis to our video gaming and in our lives.
Mhm.
This is like it's almost like us being that age again and experiencing that because it's what it was like. It was this brand new, it was amazing. You open the box and it was that same feeling like when you have that big $99 box with your Nintendo and your gun and your game and you get into it and it's just this amazing thing. I mean, we were playing Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, which was amazing at the time,
Oh, yeah.
but this is amazing at the time. And
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what a 20-year, um, what 20 years from now would be
Oh, what's it gonna be like? Yeah.
because it's so, like I said, it's so amazing. And I think that, like I said, they probably hold back because you don't want to show all your cards at first. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
obviously, there's a lot of money to be made. And
Yeah.
once people start buying and sales go up, then they adjust. They make it a little bit better, and then they make it a little better. And then Christmas time is coming around, and they make it a little bit better. And
Mhm.
a lot of people become rich because of this. But I was Mike, and I'm not just saying this. I am thoroughly blown away. And I was up to about 7 in the morning with him
Uh-huh.
playing this, and I didn't want to go to bed.
You're you're like a little kid again.
And I'm thinking, do I need to ever do anything ever again? I can just put this on it and forget about life. And it's seriously that crazy because once you start doing other things, because here's the thing, it's zapping the internet right into your head, right
Yeah.
into this thing on your head. Even with like the VR goggles that I got about 5 years ago and experimented with, you had
Uh-huh.
to slide your cell phone into it, set it up, close it on there, and it was a whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But this is, like I said, it's zapping the internet right into your head. It truly is amazing. I would recommend, and again, I'm not just saying this. There's no reason for me to be pushing this, besides for the fact that it's truly, truly awesome. One of the more awesome video game type things that I've ever seen. And like I said, also, Mike, if they ever wanted to use it more universally, in place of a video game, I think that you could certainly do a lot of things through this technology as, for example, work from home, um, uh, interviews. I mean, you could be face to face with people, in a sense, and I guess you can with Zoom and things like that as well. But it's a whole other experience. I'm it's
Yeah.
like I said, something that it has that Genesis feel as Nintendo did. And you could just tell that this is going to be something that we will be experiencing for a long time, and it's going to get better and better and more
Yeah.
advanced. And like I said, they're probably going to be shooting the internet right into our head before we know it for the experience. But
Yeah.
like I said, I recommend this entirely to anybody that may be on the fence about it or may have had interest and just didn't know.
Mhm. I
I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to, a lot of people see the football commercial, that kid that with the cowboy shirt on and he wants to play football and be the
Yeah.
quarterback. It's like that. It really is like that, Mike. I'm
Like,
excited. I can't wait
I
to.
can't wait to come over to the studio to, like, kick both of you off of it
You were
and
gonna literally shit yourself. I would not, Mike. I would not be upset one bit if you shat yourself when you put
right
these
in the
things
middle of
on.
the studio. Just as long
Yeah,
as the cameras are rolling, of course, correct?
absolutely. But I can't wait to, like, try that football game, and it's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Like
I would
like, you sent me that picture of him playing with it. I was like, I was so jealous. Here I
I
am working and, he's sitting there playing and you're playing and, yeah, I was jealous. I'm
I've
not
never
gonna
seen
lie.
anything like this, man. It really is truly amazing. I think once people realize and they get a friend who has it, or a neighbor or a family member, more people will start getting it. I think just like any other technology that comes out, at first people are a little sketchy, a little standoffish. I don't
Yeah.
need that. Why would I spend my money on that? But before you know, just like the cell phone, it just might be, Mike,
Yeah.
some way tied in with something that we're all going to be doing in the future.
Mhm.
And I can't see that. I see no wrong in it. I think that, and I am sure it's not great. Like, when our parents used to tell us not to sit right on the TV or put our
Yeah.
faces against the microwave when it's on.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure there's going to be things over time that are going to come out, and they're going to say, well,
"Oh,
this,
you
that,
should
and the
have done
other.
this, should have done that." Yeah.
But it seems like that's when people really bite into it. It's like once they know that they bite into that apple from eating, they're like, well, okay, this is fucking fine. Let
Yeah,
me
this
get,
is for me now, yeah.
yeah. So again, I can't wait to get back on. I recommend it, and again, like I said, I have no purpose. There's nobody paying me, telling me, asking me anything to even speak about it. But my experience, Mike, it was a great experience. 1 out of 10, it was a 10.
Ooh.
A 10, absolutely,
Wow, that's high praise for you.
absolutely. And and he was on in the middle of the night, and you could connect with other people, and you're playing these games, and he was playing tag.
No way.
Like the child's game tag,
Yeah.
and he's playing tag, and there's other people, and they're live, and they're in there just like you would with your Call of Duty, like when you're playing on the
Yeah.
TV screen, but you're in there. Every direction you turn your head, you look up, you look down. There's something. It's a very very it's an awesome piece of equipment, man. It really is. I can't wait till you come and try it.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I definitely have to make time and come over to the studio and borrow it.
Yeah,
You know what? Mm, the way the shipping worked, it was faster to get it over to my place. I should have set it up and tried it out
you
for
really
everyone.
should have.
I should have, and should have been like, "Ah, sorry guys, it never arrived."
Yeah.
Like everyone would be like, "Where'd Mike go?" No, I tried one of those before, not the Oculus that he has, but a
Hmm.
different one at a like an adult arcade.
Yeah.
And I was doing like this lightsaber thingy
Hmm.
type thing or whatever they call it. Probably can't call it lightsaber because of the trademarks, but it was so fun. And like you said, man, you were just felt like everything was like there.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was trippy. But it was just so cool. And God,
You
this
literally don't want to stop using it when
yeah,
you're in there.
like God, I just like the amount of games that you can play in that environment will be so cool. Like those open world games where it can explore everywhere, interact with the NPCs. That would for me, if they can get the graphics to like the levels of some of these games that we have now, like God, like you probably didn't. I don't think you played it, but the Red Dead Redemption 2, big open world game. You can interact with everyone out in the West. have your horse and you're just walking around getting in gunfights. That would be awesome with this thing, just exploring the wilderness
Yeah.
with this, hunting animals, fighting, just oh.
I
I
think
I
this
I
is
wanna go play
probably
now. I wanna go buy one for me.
I think it's probably a good thing because you're in this fake world, and if you get mad at somebody and you kill them,
Yeah.
it does you don't go to life or prison, or you don't go
Yeah.
to prison for life, and you don't fuck up your whole life. I mean, you could get upset with somebody and just fucking kill them and move
Yeah.
on, and I think that that might be what we need as a species.
We kinda need that. Just a little, nice stress relief. But this kind of like this headset stuff reminds me of the movie in the book, Ready Player One, where everyone just the world's gone to shit around them, everything sucks, and you just wear your headset. Everyone's interactive in this VR world.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's the kind of dystopian future I want. As long as I can put my headset on and escape, give it to me.
Yeah, right, and and I think that, like I said, just to where it is now, it's someday, and I would think not in the near or not too far into the future that something like that could certainly become a reality. It's gonna be it's just gonna be the amount of time it takes for general public to bite,
Hmm.
and as soon as they do, I mean, it's gonna be a runaway thing just like everything else in technology that we use,
Oh yeah.
with our, like, phones and things like that. But, Mike, it really is, it's truly amazing. Um, I put the goggles on, and all of a sudden I had these camouflage sleeves on and these white and black camouflage gloves, and
Oh, so you
it
can see it, like, if you move your hands up, you can see everything.
yeah.
That is wild. That's trippy. I need to get this.
Yeah, you really do, dude. It's, like I said, it's nothing that I'll be getting tired of anytime soon.
Like, you and the kid are gonna be fighting over it.
Yeah,
We're like, "Where's Ryan for the show?" "Oh, hold on, his headset time's not done yet."
yeah, I can't wait to build the 2 Dumb Yinzer studio in the metaverse, Mike, because
Oh god. We will
one
be
day
lost. We will be lost in the metaverse. They'll be like, "Where's Mike and where'd the dumb users go?" We just be wandering around lost and aimless.
another thing that I got introduced to last night. Have you ever had these Cheeto puffs? Like,
No.
they're literally the color red of Satan.
No, but I think I've seen them.
Woo! We got a bag of these
Oh
Cheeto
god.
puffs. They're the Fire brand.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't my choice. We got them, and I was like, "Well, I gotta try it." Dude, they literally
Wild.
smell like they're burning your soul. I kid you not. And we tried them, and, I'm trying to be the tough guy. I'm the dad, I could take this. I could
Oh,
take
yeah.
the heat, but fuck, man, dude, it took me a can and a half of pop just to get my tongue to stop burning.
You should have had some, drank some milk. That would have helped.
Yeah, I uh, I
That
it
would
the
have helped, man. I'm just saying milk is better than pop on there because that's just gonna make it no. You need to try the one chip challenge. Have you seen those in the store?
Yeah, what are that? What is that?
It's like one chip that is it's like one of the hot it's made from like the ghost peppers, I think, and some of the hottest peppers around. And it's just one chip, and to see if you can eat it.
They sell it as one chip.
Yeah, it's literally like one chip in a box or one chip in a bag. Yeah.
Really,
It's
they have it, like, at our grocery store, or
I don't know. I saw it at a gas station, like in between, like that's like in between the town in between our studio.
yeah.
It it's had a thing on there telling like warnings to the customers, warning to the employees of like what this is, and that you assume all risk doing this.
How much does something like that cost? Like, for one of these chips? I'll
Uh,
do it. Let's do it on the show.
let's see. Let me take a look at this.
Yeah, look this up. This
One
is
chip challenge. Yeah, I like the one chip challenge. It fills it in. The fourth one down, it's death. That
Let's do it. I'm
they're
in.
like 23.99.
For a chip?
I think that's what it looks like. Yeah,
That must be a hot chip.
it is too, man. Like like there's like a red skull on there. One chip challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Let's get it.
Fuck, man. Why did I bring that up?
I don't
I
know.
should have known. I should have known.
I'll hunt them. I'll hunt them down. Where are
I
they?
see like $8.99 plus shipping.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Can you get them like in places? Like, or do
Oh,
you have
I
to
don't know. I'm not
order?
looking in that deep right now.
Look deep. Are they like grocery stores? Or is this like something you have to order? You know what I mean? Is it a
Like I
special?
said, I seen them like around where in a store. Looks like Walmart has them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't want to do this.
I think I think we have to now.
We'll put that up there with the Big Mac eating challenge. We'll eventually get to it. Nothing like it's the 2022 fad, and we'll do it in 2023.
Well, you figure 2022 has been the year of death, so I guess if we
I
just
know, right?
waited out a couple
I
more
kind of want to
days.
click on that shit. Hold on here. I'll see what comes up. One chip challenge, death, death, death.
One of the only things that the selling point is death. The other things being like
Even the
your
chip can
funeral.
even the chip possibly causes vomiting, the loss of consciousness, and internal bodily harm.
All right, I'm in. Let's do it.
You're in on the internal bodily harm. Like, fuck it. Might as well die. Die eating
Yeah.
the chip. Oh.
Speaking of things, Mike. Speaking of things that are hot,
Are we talking about me now?
we are
Aw.
talking about the Penguins before the break.
Oh.
The Penguins before the break, Mike. They were red hot, red smoking hot.
Yeah.
Now the Penguins not so much, Mike. Last night they dropped one to the Detroit Red Wings. I was watching this game. They were up 4-0. 4-0, Mike. We had a 4-0 lead. We were up 4-3 as the game was closing out. Red Wings tied it up, sent it to overtime. And the Red Wings scoring overtime. We dropped a 4-0 lead and lost 5-4 to Detroit. I don't think that there's any concern. I think this. I think that, again, like we said yesterday, the season's a long season full of ups and downs. And, the Penguins are a streaky team. So this does not surprise me one bit. Coming back first two games after the Christmas break, losing, of course, to the Islanders pretty big the other night. And then this come from behind win that Detroit got in overtime. I'm not concerned. What say you, Mike? Should we be concerned?
I would be, because you're seeing this is like some stuff we've seen for a long time with this team. You build a big lead, and then you don't play scoring situation. They keep playing the same game from beginning to end. They don't change tactics. They don't do the right things. When you're up 4-0, man, you don't need to go shooting off the rush, man. It is just cycle.
Yeah.
How many in the cup runs, man? We saw that's what they would do. Whether it was that first cup against Detroit or the last two against San Jose and Nashville, like get down low, cycle the puck, just cycle the puck, cycle, keep it into the zone, kill time. Now they don't do that now. They haven't done that for years. They just want to keep playing fast and wild hockey, man, making those cross ice passes, trying to make the pretty play, highlight goals. Are they trying to pad stats? No, but are they out there just trying to wheel and deal and have fun? Yeah, but you can't do that. This is the NHL. The Detroit's not the team that they once were, but they're also not the bad, terrible team they were the past couple of years. They're getting better, and you don't want to leave. You left a point on the table, and that's bad. We know how tight the Metro is. You can't leave points out there. Like Carter's playing bad, Dumoulin's playing bad. These are two guys that you're going to count on for experience. Dumo's been one of the best shutdown defensemen in the league for a long time, but now he looks lost out there. Carter looks lost out there. This team is just, I don't know. Like you have people who on this team who have won 3 fucking Stanley Cups and they're still playing like this. These are the old veterans. This is Crosby. This is Malkin. This is Letang. This is everyone that what we wanted to keep together. Well, this is what we're getting. We're going to getting terrible boneheaded plays, and Sullivan just lets it happen. He doesn't change up his coaching philosophy. He doesn't hold the players accountable. He'll set a bitter, angry press conference. But guess what? The same thing's going to happen the next time they have a 4-0 lead.
Let me ask you this.
It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating as a fan.
What I
'Cause
thought
they
was
should have
kind
won
of
this game. They should have won this
listen,
game
they just came
4-0.
back off a Christmas break. They had some time off. They started Yari the first night, and then last night they went with Casey the Smith. Wh- Uh, they switch pretty often between their two goalies, and Jari's been pretty. Yeah, I mean he's been pretty red hot and winning a lot of hockey games. And why so much to the back and forth between him and Casey the Smith? I mean, can't you let go with the hot hand for a little while and maybe see how he plays out? Because that's one thing I noticed. Jari's been winning games and his numbers are good, and it just seems like it was back to back, which I
Yeah,
understand.
it's back to back right there.
However,
Yeah,
coming off of a Christmas break, and now you're off here for another day or two. So what's the I mean,
like,
is it that
and no, this loss is not on to Smith. This is on the 22 guys in front of him, or how many, but you know what I mean. It's on the guys in front of him. This is not on the Smith. Jari could have been in there, and they still would have ended up blowing this game. This team played terrible in front of him. So, but like back to your question though, I like the Smith has been playing well too. So I I think it's just managing minutes. We had that long break, and if you come, long break, your body rest. You don't want to go right back in there, back to back situations. This is the type of the game where your backup would go in, so your starter's ready for the game on Friday. Even though you have that time off, you just throw them out there, keep them ready. Because we've seen with both of these goalies, man, they injuries happen, so you want to keep them both fresh and ready. Ready to go. But Jari is the guy, and but the Smith has played pretty well, so why
absolutely,
not throw him out there in this game? And this is a game they should have won. This is a team loss right here. This is like
absolutely,
those 22 guys in front of, or the 22. Talking football here, but no, those guys in front of him, they let him down. Mm,
considering the way that
odd man
football is
rushes and
and it's
shit.
multiple points for touchdown, this kind of loss, Mike, where you're up 4-0, it's almost like being up 28-0 in a football game,
Yeah.
and you end up letting up five consecutive touchdowns, five straight touchdowns unanswered.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, but just the points are a little bit lower. To me, this is the same kind of game that the coach just had a couple weeks ago, where they let up the big 33-0 lead at halftime.
Yeah.
This is very similar to that,
It
Mike,
is.
because
It is.
so
Yeah.
Mike, the Penguins, they are now 19-10-6 with 44 points. They're tied in third place with the Washington Capitals. As Mike mentioned a little bit earlier, they do play Friday. They play the New Jersey Devils. The Devils are coming to town, Mike.
Yes.
We get a chance to try to gain a little ground on them, and that's going to be a tough game.
That is too. Penguins need to win that game. They're 2 points ahead of us. We're in a tie with Washington. Rangers are a point behind. Islanders are 2 points behind, and Carolina's so far ahead. So you have to keep pace with these teams. And my God, that extra point would have given us a nice, just hey, 1 point
Yeah,
is 1 point that can be huge at the end of the year.
and
Eh,
good.
mm,
And
you,
as you
you need
mentioned,
that, man.
the Hurricanes, they're red hot, 9 straight
They,
wins, 15-game point streak.
yeah.
They're talking about red hot.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time they lost. It feels like it's just you
One
can't give away points.
One positive note, Mike, for the Penguins is Jeff Carter last night with his assist became the 100th player with 400 goals and 400 assists in his career. So it's nice to have him aboard for a while in his career, because he's been, a pretty successful guy.
He has, and hopefully, he hasn't been playing that well, but hopefully he can find his form and be that third, fourth line center that provides stability down in the depth chart. But like for some reason, I don't understand who was it. Who Danton High? Who scored? Danton High didn't he score? And he only played like skated 7 shifts after
Yeah.
that, or Drew O'Connor. Drew O'Connor, excuse me.
Yeah, Rams.
Yeah, he scored a goal, scored the first score of the game. Then he played 7 shifts the rest of the game after that. That
Yeah.
is insane. That is insane. Why would you do that? It's not like we were trailing and you're trying to scratch back in.
Right.
Well, no, play this guy. Play him. Play him. Carter's been playing bad. Dumo's been playing bad, but yet we just keep throwing those two out there just because of who they are and what they've accomplished in their career. These games are frustrating.
It
I'm
almost seemed
glad.
like
I'm glad I didn't watch it.
you give up 5 straight goals, 5 unanswered goals. I mean, there's something that adjustments that can
Yeah.
certainly be made along the
Like
way to stop that from happening.
Crosby was a -3. Crosby and Gensel -3. What
Uh,
the? What the fuck? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Those are players that you don't like, especially Crosby. You don't expect him to be like that.
No. There
Oh,
you
it's
have it,
frustrating.
everybody.
It's frustrating.
The Devils come to town tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Everybody check that out. Hopefully the Penguins can get back on track. I think they'll be fine. They usually
Yeah,
are. They're not fine when they get to the playoffs anymore. So
that's true. Oh yeah, they're just like the Steelers, man.
we need some changes here in the Berg. Um, Speaking of the Steelers, Mike, Keller Witherspoon, he returned to practice Wednesday, but he still remains on the injured list. I mean, we are kind of running out of time here to get excited about something like this. I mean, we could have certainly used him over the past month or so. However, Mike, he was at practice. But here's one thing, though. One thing that I kind of mentioned, I just spoke about the last month or so with the Steelers. The Steelers defense has allowed just one fourth quarter touchdown since the bye week. I mean,
Whoa!
yeah. So as much
Look at
as we do
them.
talk about this defense giving up, you know, keeping it interesting, that's one hell of a stat, Mike. So the defense, I
That
mean,
is,
they're
they need it because they're because the offense really isn't scoring. They need to play that way.
yeah.
Now,
But
I
that
hate
was
to say
pretty
it, but they do, man. They've been stepping it up, man. And
and Big Clam gets his player of the week, and the defense has let up a fourth quarter touchdown, and the defense is doing what the defense is expected to do here in
yeah,
Pittsburgh is keep us in these games, and that's been my whole life. That hasn't changed. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is to keep you in every single game, and hopefully they could continue to do so. Mike, we got some pretty big news. I got big news now.
ooh,
Tua, in this big
yeah.
game this weekend, Mike, that we need the Dolphins to lose is out. Tua is out, Mike.
I saw that. That is huge right
That's
there.
huge.
Because
And all
who's starting is going to be what's his face Teddy Bridgewater.
I thought it was Ray Finkel. Teddy.
Laces out, Marino. Laces out, Marino.
So yeah, it's Teddy Bridgewater, which I mean he's still good, but he's not Tua. He's been
Yeah, he's not the yeah
he's been on the sideline getting rusty for a while and not
yeah. Teddy is what he is now. He had promise until he was injured, but now he's that good backup. I'm
yeah
sorry, he's like a Charlie Batch, man. He is. 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, 61% completion percentage in 4 games this year.
yeah
He's Charlie
he
Batch.
is yeah
And I'm sorry, hey, guy's been in the league for a while now. Everyone thought like that tragic knee injury he would be done. Hey, he's made himself a nice little career as a backup.
Lamar Jackson still hasn't practiced as of Wednesday, Mike. He's missed weeks of
Mhm.
practice. So even though the mind games, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. I believe that Lamar will not be playing this week, and that also plays to our advantage. And hopefully we could, like I said, we could get the Dolphins to lose because of the quarterback situation. Maybe we could win according to the situation we have going on. Mike, it's a long shot, but like we said yesterday, last year was a long shot as well, and
Yeah.
we somehow stuck it in. Uh, a couple other things, Mike, some more Steeler things going on before we move forward. Um, so since week 12, where are we
Uh-huh.
at? Week 17? Since week 12, Kenny Pickett has been PFF third highest quarterback in the NFL, only behind Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, and puts him ahead of Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, and Hurts. And some of the quarterbacks that we wanted over Pickett in the offseason were these. Russell Wilson, who had a great career. People in Pittsburgh remember the Russell Wilson time. People,
Oh, yeah.
we want Russell Wilson. Could you imagine if he would have came here and did what he did in Denver?
Oh, been great.
People would
I
be
loved every second of it.
Derek Carr. Carr was another one that we were interested in, which we'll get back to him in a moment because he's
Oh,
kind of got some
yes.
stuff going on here. And Baker Mayfield. Some of the Yinzers wanted Baker Mayfield, who had one nice game a couple weeks ago. So I mean,
He had a couple good games since
all
going
things
to LA.
considered, Kenny isn't doing terrible, and
Yes, he is.
get the get
He
the hell
is.
out of here.
I saw that too. I'm like, oh my god, Kenny Pickett is better than Patrick Mahomes. That's what PFF's trying to say. Get the fuck out of here. That
Hey,
you know,
I'm only
I
I'm
the
only
PFF is great because when it says like Minka is terrible, oh, it's the worst thing ever. When it says Kenny Pickett is better than Patrick Mahomes, PFF is the greatest thing in
I
the
the
world.
thing is, I don't care what you say. I have my mindset. I like Kenny. I think he's doing well. Everyone's telling me that he's
Kenny
not.
12 yards. Kenny 12 yards.
I see the I do. I for some reason Steeler fans only see the negative. I do see the positive. There's been plenty of upside. There's been plenty of improvement. He's not doing bad. He's certainly not doing terrible. But like I said, Mike, we could be sitting there with Russell Wilson at this point. So I think we are ahead in some areas. Now, as we spoke about Derek Carr a little bit, Mike, what the hell did he just quit? I think he got
He said
yanked.
he
He
got
got
yanked and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna remove myself from the team so I'm not a distraction." And the team was like, "All right, cool, see ya." So
what
maybe
do
he is thinking, "Hey, if I'm sitting there on the sidelines, the backup's not playing well,
that's
everyone's
not
gonna like after the game, the media gonna be like, oh, what about Carr?
that's
What
not
about Carr? What about
acceptable.
Carr? What about Carr?" No, you sit there and you back up your back. You become the number
Absolutely.
one
Them guys had
backup.
to sit there and wait their turn behind you. What he
Yeah,
did, Mike, is unacceptable. And I don't care, as a professional, especially in a company where you make a lot of money to play a kid's game,
yeah.
that is 100% unacceptable. And
Hmm.
he is on the list of people that we wanted to come here. So again, I think that's another bullet we dodged. Uh, you got yanked because you stink. You haven't
Yeah.
been winning.
You
You've been
lost to the
losing.
Pittsburgh Steelers. You
This is what
suck.
happens in sports when you stink. They pull
Yeah.
you. And you got so mad, you took your ball and went home. I hope nobody ever picks him up again. I hope he goes out and he's watching the rest of the Super Bowls with his brother, because that is a scumbag move in my opinion, and
It
that just
is.
tells me if anybody on your team, and not even just football, Mike, anybody in your workplace where you work, in your circle of friends, in your family, anywhere where you have a team, a situation where people rely on one another,
Yeah.
and you turn around and pull this, and then he twists and turns. Well, I don't want to be. That's bullshit. That is a cop out. This is a scumbag move. I am done. You know what? And the thing is, about 2 or 3 years ago, the Raiders had that good season, and there was a little bit of promise with them. And people were saying, "Look at this Raiders
Mhm.
team. Look at Derek Carr." You know what? I hope that affects the rest of his career, because that, Mike, is something. Here's the thing: every time somebody gets pulled or they make a bad play or they underperform, they just pull themselves from the team and say, "All right, I'm going home." You
Uh,
can't do that. You can't in a league where you make very, very good money. Again, to play a game that you always wanted to play as a kid, and bullshit, Mike. That was scumbag. I hope this affects Derek Carr's career the rest of the way out.
yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, "What the hell is this dude thinking?" Like, you're
It's not cool at all.
no, you're gonna let your teammates deal with all this aftermath? Like,
Maybe you could have been a positive in a sense that the quarterback could have came to you and asked for your advice, or
yeah,
coaches could have used you in the team room, in the locker room, watching
yeah.
film. This, Mike.
Like, I just wonder that is there only the way that, like, it becomes acceptable for me if there's, like, off the field issues that, like, he and the team know about that they're not telling anyone about that's, like, could be affecting his play on the field, like, family drama, shit like that, something bad happening off the field. Okay, let me go take care of that. You bench me, I'm gonna go take care of this, so let's go do our thing. That'd be to me, that'd be like the only reason why you would be like, hey, I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. Otherwise, you're just being a little baby and you're just you're just being a little baby.
I
For me, there has to be something more outside of the football going on to let him go. But if they just let him go because we don't want you to be a distraction for people asking, why isn't he playing? That's going to
yeah.
happen after 1 week and then it's over and done. I don't get it, but this is the Raiders, man. They don't do anything easy.
Or don't throw 3 interceptions next time. And
Exactly.
if you do throw 3 interceptions, maybe expect your job to be on the line,
Yeah.
just like anybody else in the world.
Mhm.
If you're at your
Yeah.
job and you continue to make mistakes that that cost your job, your team, you would expect a move to be made, maybe put you in another position, put you somewhere else. The fact that he, he had a little bit of turmoil, he faced a little bit of, and he turned around and says, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm not going to be. Mike, I can't. I just can't. I can't. I lost a lot of
Like,
respect for that guy
I,
that I thought had a lot of upside a couple seasons ago.
well, did you see, like, he has the second most losses since like 1950 for
Wow.
quarterbacks? It's like it's Archie Manning, then him,
Jeez.
and then like two other quarterbacks I'd never even heard of have the most losses.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Say the Steelers win their next two games. Whether they go to the playoffs or not, that's irrelevant. Let's say they win their next two. So in that 9-game span that we were speaking about earlier the year after the bye, they go 7-2. Do the Kenny haters, do they ease up at all?
No, because all you have to do is look at his stats and look the way he played. He didn't play well.
7-2. That's that's a very good record. I mean,
Yeah, it's good. It's a good record. It's a good team record.
Which your
but he
quarterback
didn't
is a
play that
very
well.
big part of that team, Mike.
Yeah, but he didn't play that well. Look at his stats, man.
Mike, he has one interception since the bye. He had a comeback, 3 comebacks since the.
He has 5 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. That's not good. Quarterback rating of 75.
It's getting better. It doesn't go from A to Z overnight. You have to, he did get himself behind the 8 ball a little early. Nobody denies that. But as improving, nobody goes 7-2 and is bad. I mean, like I said, he has a chance to get this coach, keep his record going. He has a chance to. He has 3 come from behind wins since the break. He has 1 interception since the break. I just think that these guys might be just being a little too hard on the guy.
No, not being hard
because
enough.
It's totally irrational.
Like people like you and like all the Kenny fans are just like, so you guys still baby him. It's weird.
Like, he's improving. The team's improving. You thought that this team. Listen, and I'm going to tell you how he's improving, because when the break was going on and there was 9 games left, I asked you how many games they're probably going to win the rest of the way, which your thought was, and you said 4. 4, maybe 5 out of 9. Like, there's a potential to be 7 out of 9. I don't care who you are back there. You're doing a good job if you could lead your team to 7-2
that defense,
in 9 games.
That defense is carrying this team now.
All of a sudden, though, the defense that gave up, and again, I understand the numbers that we just spoke about, but this defense, we can honestly say, Mike, between you and I, that there was a lot of holes that we've seen in this defense over the past 7 weeks, where they couldn't stop the run. They're getting pushed all the way up the field. There's a lot of times that we could turn around and say what this defense did not look as spectacular as these numbers that I just read off to you.
We scored 24 points, 19 points, 16 points, 24 points, 13 points.
Ben didn't score a whole lot of points either, man.
Yeah, Ben was an 18-year veteran whose elbow was held together by chicken wire and duct tape.
Then you hang it up. Don't play anymore. If you're gonna have excuses,
like if that's what our first round draft pick is being compared to,
the Hall of Famer,
a Hall of Fame quarterback on his last leg, whose arm was falling apart, and look, they're the same. No, the rookie quarterback should be outproducing the veteran whose arm was falling off.
I don't know.
He should be doing a lot better.
You're watching games that I'm not watching, because the games that I'm watching, he's doing well. He's not making mistakes. There's a lot of improvement. There's a lot of times that there's been overthrows early on, that the overthrows have came down. There's been times that there's the ball's thrown in the dirt. He's playing smart. He's not turning the ball over. He's learning this offense. And you know as well as I do, Mike, in the NFL, it's not easy to learn an NFL playbook from the position that you have to know what everybody's doing at every second of every moment without making a mistake in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, where everybody expects you to be the great. Hold on, I'm in mid-sentence.
Okay.
And everybody expects you to be successful from the moment that you walk in, and they're going to hold every single word against you. Come on, let's be realistic. In the NFL, it doesn't go that way, man.
I thought Mike Canada had the simplest offense in the NFL. So if he's just now learning it, that explains a lot about Kenny Pickett. That explains why he was terrible at Pitt until his last year. That explains why he had 12 years
last year. If you would look at his record,
terrible until his last. You want to bring up Kenny Pickett's stats throughout his college career? I will definitely do that.
Mike, we have news to do. You know that, but we will come tomorrow with your Kenny Pickett, because I also have a bunch of Kenny Pickett that I could debate that with you, and we could do, Mike. We have 15 minutes of the show. I want to touch news. You know that, but Mike, I think you guys are being totally irrational. I think that you guys, and the numbers going down, more people are buying into the Kenny thing because we are winning football games. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. He is over 2,000 yards passing. Mike, there's plenty of things that you guys are overlooking that I think that, you started the other guy. The other guy didn't do so well. You brought him in. Kenny got hurt. You brought the other guy in. Kenny came back, and he's winning a lot of football games. Mike, he's not turning the ball over. He's not making mistakes. He's leading teams. He's leading us back on drives. Those are things that you want to do. I don't know if you realize that or not, but these are things that you want your quarterback to do.
He had 5 touchdowns, 9 picks, and he throws the ball into the dirt a lot. He overthrows.
How many
a lot of
interceptions were before the bye? Is what I want to know.
I don't care. 5 touchdowns.
That's relevant. That's important because we're talking about the last
Kenny
9
Pickett's
games.
college career. 58% completion percentage, 61, and then finally up to 67, 12 touchdowns, 6 picks, 13 touchdowns, 9 picks, 13, 9 picks, 42-7. Oh, move that goalpost, baby. Move that goalpost.
Almost 400 yards against Penn State the one time they played him. The great
goalpost. Move that goalpost. Move that goalpost.
I don't even know. I don't even.
You moved the goalpost. You said Kenny Pickett wasn't that bad in college. I proved that he was.
He was.
Then you go, let's go here. Let's talk about Penn State.
No,
you moved
Mike.
The goalpost.
We're talking about the same exact thing. If I were to start talking about baseball, that's what you're saying, Mike.
No. I proved Kenny Pickett sucked in college, and then you hurriedly moved the goalpost.
Mike,
how did he do against Penn State?
Mike. That's my side of the argument. How well when he did well. How is that moving the goalpost? You literally because
you said his college numbers were not bad, and I proved
they were bad.
Mike,
they were bad.
Heisman then you went over to
how many Penn State guys were Heisman finalists last year or the year before?
I don't know. I don't care.
None.
Okay, well,
this
fine.
Saquon Barkley. This guy that you're
Barkley.
Barkley was more than 2 years. Listen, this guy has outperformed any quarterback that you've been rooting for, talking highly of for Penn State for years. Nobody in Penn State has even been on this guy's stage in years, Mike. And these are the guys that
he plays in the ACC. Put him in a real conference, and he would suck.
Mike, the only team from the only team from the Big Ten that's any good is Ohio State. What are you talking about?
Ohio State, Michigan,
we have a Clemson.
Penn State go to New Year's Bowls and big bowl games consistently.
Who?
Penn State, Michigan.
Yeah.
And Ohio State.
Dude, Penn State stinks. Penn State, ever since they had
the Rose Bowl, baby. We're in the Rose Bowl. Where's Pitt?
You know what? This team that has all the child molesters, nobody cares what they do, Mike. They lost all their credibility when they started having sex with kids.
Where's Pitt? Where's Pitt? Where's Pitt? Where's Pitt? Where's Pitt? Where's Pitt?
Mike, it doesn't matter. The Big Ten is not as big as they and go back and look at your national championship over the past 30 years, and you have, I think, 2, maybe 3 Ohio State championships, and that's like it. There's Mike Big.
And then you have Clemson. You have 1 year for Clemson. That's it.
There was 2.
Oh, 2 for Clemson. 2 Clemsons.
Mike, okay. Big Ten ain't shit. Big Ten ain't shit.
It's better conference than the ACC.
It is not big. It's not better than, and the only reason is because that stupid Ohio State. That's the only reason.
Penn
State is full of a bunch of pedos who has never had a quarterback
that's
good
slanderous.
as Kenny. That's why you were so upset because you have never had a quarterback as good as Kenny. Who was the last Penn State quarterback?
We have Trace McSorley.
Was he
just as good as Kenny Pickett?
Was he a Heisman finalist?
No, because you know who was? Because you know who was? Because Saquon Barkley was.
He was not as good as Kenny Pickett because he was not a Heisman finalist.
He threw more than 12 yards in a championship game.
Mike, he was a Heisman finalist. You understand what that means? That means he's better than every quarterback in the country. He's better than everybody.
But did he win? He didn't win the Heisman, so it ain't shit. It don't matter.
It is shit. No one if you're a Heisman finalist,
no one cares about second place.
It doesn't matter if people care or not.
Pickett
that
has always sucked and will always suck, and it was a terrible pick. The 20th overall quarterback is worse than the last fucking player drafted in the draft. Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett.
If he had a system like they do in their coordinator,
he would still have happy feet.
If
and he
Brock
would still
Purdy was playing
and underthrow receivers.
On Matt Canada, I guarantee Jack Purdy would not be as good as he's doing.
He would be doing just as well.
No, you can't say that's speculation. You're making shit up.
But you can say Kenny would doing just as well, but that's not speculation. Okay. I just want to
because you're right, Mike, because you know. So all of a sudden you're Matt Canada. You're saying Matt Canada's doing a good job then?
Well, fuck no, he's doing
because he is set to be fired as of yesterday. The Pittsburgh Steelers announced within the team that they are set to fire Matt Canada as soon as the season is over.
Well, why did we fucking start with that?
Well, that wouldn't have made this
Just
show any
sitting here
fun.
having our same Kenny Pickett argument.
That would not have
You
made the show
buried
as
the
fun.
lead, you motherfucker.
Mike
I
Jordan
didn't.
Addison is the number 3 wide receiver. His stock went down. He could have been 1 or 2, but when he went to USC and lost a step, I don't know if he just wasn't getting the numbers. I noted in Kenny and Addison's last team together, they had, I think, like 2,300 yards like that. Or something.
If we draft him in the first round, I am burning down Acrisure Stadium.
You know what? I hope we do. I hope we do, and I hope you jump back to your Ohio teams because you
I
like
never
those
rooted for an
molesters and
Ohio
pedos
team.
and weirdo teams like that. So hey, we'll take our team and we'll continue to do what we do. You go ahead and like your weirdo teams. But listen,
Hey, we had an accused rapist as quarterback here in Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying.
and there you go. So run with that. You were one of the people that believe that. Now Jordan
No,
Addison,
I
Mike
said
was
accused. I said
was
accused,
number
man.
3. He's listed as possibly the number 3 best receiver. I think he'll certainly. I
Yeah,
don't know. It depends on
combine
what people
starts
need,
happening, all the
but he
private
might he
workouts.
might be
He'll jump
around.
back up.
He might be there for us, and he did
I
have
hope not.
23 touchdowns with Kenny Pickett, and
We need offensive linemen. We need defensive linemen. We need cornerbacks.
but I'm just talking about receivers right now. I'm not
Yeah,
really
I
talking
know.
about
I
those
know.
things. Okay, and also Mike, I didn't realize this, and I didn't realize this. Clemente died 8 days after the Immaculate Reception. Roberto Clemente.
No
You'll notice
way.
that they are honoring him a lot this week on social media and news channels because it is coming on upon his anniversary of his death. Mike, he
Oh
died
yeah.
8 days after the Immaculate Reception. People that's our generation, a little bit young, we weren't alive, and adults to
Yeah.
enjoy to go through the 70s
Talk about the
sports.
range of emotions that year.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right.
Like, yeah, Pittsburgh, we're gonna go. We're we won our first playoff game. Fuck, we lost Roberto.
Yeah.
Jesus. I drank myself into a stupor.
Miles Garrett had they're just having issues over there with Miles Garrett in Cleveland. Mike, he apparently had a no call, no show for practice the other day. He didn't go. He just decided not to let anybody know. They
Fuck yeah,
people in the
Miles.
organization
Hell
found
yeah.
it odd and said, you know what, it's odd that he didn't. But they were going back through a list of things, Mike, that they've had issues with him in the past. There's been a couple games he's been suspended for like the first series of a game. There was another game where he was facing suspension, didn't get. Um, and then there was the car accident where he almost died. A lot of things going on in Miles Garrett's life this year, so it might be something to kind of keep your eye
It's because
on
he's in
moving forward.
Cleveland. He's like, get me the fuck out of here. Get me to a real team.
You probably try to roll that car right over the mountainside.
I do like though how Miles Garrett lives in rent free in every Steeler fan's head.
You know,
And I
that is
love
one of the oddest, and please excuse me, it has nothing to do with you saying it. That has to be one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. Somebody living rent free in somebody's head. And you know what I think it is that's weird about it to me? It's just one of them phrases that pop up, and when it pops up, everybody uses it because
yeah.
I see that so much now, and I'm thinking that's fucking stupid. But anyway,
But it's true though. It's
again,
true. Like
again,
and
nothing
Steeler
to do
fans
with
can't. It's like you say Miles Garrett, and they just start rambling on about TJ Watt. Like, take a breath, people.
when
Take a
I
breath.
hear of Miles Garrett, I think of when he assaulted a guy with no helmet on with a
It
helmet.
was the greatest
That's
thing
what I
ever.
think
That
of,
was the greatest thing ever.
which
I
was probably
it was fucking
it was probably
atrocious what happened.
yeah, it was
It's
probably
some bush league shit,
a
but
league against
that's something I've
probably
always
against
wanted
the
to see
law.
happen. That's always something I've wanted to see happen in a
That's
football game. Like,
assault, you know what I mean? You're not even playing the sport anymore. You took equipment, you smashed somebody over the head with it. That's
eh, eh. That was the moment like Steeler fans started hating Mason Rudolph.
I didn't like him much prior to that, and I never liked the Browns, so I guess that play really didn't have much of an effect on me. But I'm just saying, it's kind of something to keep your eye on with this guy.
You know what? Hey, Miles, get released from the Browns. Pull a Joe Hayden. And come home. Come to Pittsburgh, baby.
I don't want
We'll
that.
love it. I would fucking love
No,
it.
I get
Him,
that.
oh, fuck yeah. Bring him here.
No,
Get rid of Highsmith. Fuck yeah. Him and
no
TJ be
way.
wrecking quarter.
Get
Actually,
that
we would
loser
need
out of
him,
here.
TJ, and Highsmith because
He's
TJ
on
be
the
hurt on
right
the
team. Shit
sidelines.
Browns. That guy's he's a scumbag.
No, he's like Darius Kasparaitis. The minute
I
he
wish
jumped
you would
onto
look.
this team,
I'm
we'd
gonna
fucking
email
love
you
him.
this
He'd be
list
like,
of
he's
things that
misunderstanding.
he has been involved with this year that most people don't know about that the Browns aren't really making public. He's got some issues, man.
No,
Well,
or
a
it could just be
couple.
the Browns just leaking shit out there just to make him look bad.
I mean, because that's
You
that's
know,
normal.
this is the team that, hey, our quarterback has a torn shoulder. Here you go. Let's make him throw the ball.
Let's the only guy on the defense that's worth it. I mean, the only guy on the defense that I know the person's name. Let's throw him under the bus. I don't
Yeah,
want.
that's a typical Cleveland. Ask
Yeah.
yourself, what team would do that? And the first team that pop into your head be the Cleveland Browns.
Um, Mike, we are so behind on our news this week.
Let's get to the news. Let's
You
get
want
to
me
the
to do it? Let's
news.
do a couple stories.
I put it in the thumbnail. We gotta fucking talk about it.
Oh,
I haven't finished the thumbnail yet. We started yelling about Kenny Pickett's out of focus. I'm such a I'm so behind today. Like,
all right. We got.
oh god, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, there we go.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
I'm ready for some fucking news, boys.
All right. I'm not even playing with the sounds, Mike. We got to get moving. Ugh.
We are just befuddled today.
Bill Cosby contemplates return to the comedy stage in 2023. Mike, Bill Cosby, I thought he was dead before all the accusations came. Now, dealing with all the stuff in court and the accusing of this and accusing of that, he's contemplating returning to the comedy stage next year.
Oh
I
god,
might go see him.
just go away. Like the only reason he's not in jail, it's not because he wasn't found not guilty. He was found guilty. It's just like a procedural thing that the prosecutors fucked up, and that's the only reason he's free. Everyone knows he did it. The court knows he did it, but they can't hold him because the prosecutors fucked up a procedural detail. He's guilty of all this stuff, but people let him back out. I fucking love it.
I don't
I
know.
hate I hate it. I hate it. I hope he comes back and dies on the stage.
I
That'd be
didn't see
fucking
him.
amazing.
I didn't see him do any of these things. I only go by what I've been told on the television, and I don't know.
I hope he comes back and dies on stage.
Um
It would be great. It would be awesome.
Woman tells police she started a fire because she thought her house was haunted, Mike.
I like it. You know what? Fuck yeah, fuck them ghosts.
This one yesterday, I talked to you briefly after the show. Man charged with killing and dismembering his father because he believed his father was a robot. So you have this gentleman who killed his dad because he thought he was a robot. You have the woman who started the house to set the house on fire because she thought it was haunted. Do we really need virtual reality? Do we really need something messing with people's
We
reality?
do. Like, so this dude killed his dad because he thought he was a robot.
Yeah.
He fucking okay. Remember in Terminator, what was it 2? When yeah, he's helping Arnold's helping helping the kid, and they call his house talking about his step parents, and answers the phone and asks the mom a question. She answers and tells the kid like, "Hey, would your mom say this?" She's like, "No." Well, your parents are dead. Maybe that dude watched the movie so many times, asked his dad a question. His dad answered differently one time. He's like, "You ain't my dad." Boom, Terminator. He fucking saved us from Skynet.
Worker dies after falling into the equipment of a food processing plant, Mike. He fell into
Oh,
one of these, basically the food equivalent of a wood chipper.
where do we have a name of the place so I don't have to eat there ever again? I want to buy food from there. Fuck.
I
God
do
damn.
not.
That's like one of the worst fears in the world. Like finding out you ate someone's body that fell into one of those food processors. Like they didn't realize it for a couple days and the
Let
food
me
doesn't
put
get
my
recalled in time.
let me put my aluminum foil hat on for just one moment. I have one comment about this. Mike, they say like what 3 million kids go fucking missing every year, whatever it is, or whatever is around the world, country, whatever. Where the fuck do all these kids keep going? You know what I mean? Like I know Epstein gets his share down there, but
Jeez, don't
I'm
make me laugh about that.
I'm just saying, man. Maybe we're eating these kids or something. I don't know.
There's
Mike,
some good protein then, I guess, apparently.
a
We
lot
haven't
of
gone
kids
crazy from it.
disappear and do not ever get found. It kind of blows me away by the number. But
Yeah.
on to the
Now I have a new fear. That every time I cook a hamburger, I'm fucking
yeah.
eating a kid now.
And
Thanks.
that is
Thanks.
not the fear that I want to have is about my food. Dennis Eckersley, Mike, the creator of the hodgepodge of nothingness. I don't know if you remember that
Oh,
earlier this
I
year.
remember that, baby.
Who Red Sox came to town. Eckersley made a comment because we were so bad that he stated he coined the situation as being the hodgepodge of nothingness here with the Pirates. Well, Dennis Eckersley's daughter, Mike, Dennis Eckersley's daughter is in big trouble.
Oh.
She is accused of leaving her baby alone in the freezing woods. His daughter Alexandra Eckersley, and for whatever reason, then she lied. She lied to the police when they were trying to look for the baby, and she said, she led them in a totally different direction.
Mhm.
I don't know what the state of the baby is. I don't know if the baby died. I don't know what's going on, but Dennis Eckersley's daughter is in some big trouble, Mike.
Yeah, that's gonna be, that's what we like to call a felony.
Yeah, right.
You're right, she's not gonna do well in prison
Hey, I tell
because
you
of
what, she
women's
gets
prison, just like men's prison, they don't like it when you, do anything bad to kids. She's in for a rough time, and I hope she goes away for a long time.
hey, when
Like,
she goes to prison and gets any worse, she'll be coming out and hitting people over the head with helmets and shit, you know? Mike, Arizona man tries to bring woman back to life by stabbing her in the heart. Stabbing her in the heart. Kind of similar to something that you might have seen in Pulp Fiction. I don't know if you remember that movie from
yeah,
almost 30 years ago.
I gotta stab her 3 times? No, you don't gotta stab
Yes.
her 3 times.
So in
Yes,
Arizona,
yes.
this literally happened,
Hey,
just
hey,
recently.
my man has, he has the right idea. Appreciate the enthusiasm,
Yeah.
but let's not like actually stab the heart.
I just don't
Okay.
know, Mike, with the technology and the internet and virtual reality, I don't know if people are losing
No, no, no,
the
no, no,
feel
no,
of
it's just
what
more prevalent.
reality is, Mike.
No,
I
no, I
mean,
think it's just more prevalent that how stupid humans truly are.
and like I just think that this can't be good. I mean, if they're losing an idea of what reality is now. Once we create a fake reality, it's going to be insane with these people.
I think these are just people that have mental illnesses that are not being found and not being treated,
How do you
and
address that situation? You know what I mean? You can't go to every person and test them for mental. Or can you? Can we do this in
we should,
school?
fuck it, start testing
Is this
everyone.
something that we could do in schools? Maybe have how they screen for the ear, the hearing, and
We're
they
just
s-
great. We're make you take this test.
well, here's the thing: they touch your balls when you're in like sixth grade to see if you have a hernia, and then they
That's just your doctor, maybe getting a little touchy feely.
well, see, no, I mean, I remember in school, like we did a physical, and the one year they came in, we all had a lineup. All the guys were in one, and then all the girls were on the other side. But they would touch your balls to see if you had a hernia, and
What?
then a
That
couple years,
no, no, they touch they feel in the check for cancer.
no, this dude was checking for a hernia. This guy.
I think he was checking for something else, man. You might want to file a lawsuit against that
Just like
school.
with football and everything, when you get all your physicals, they make sure there's no hernias going on. But
Yeah,
then,
yeah, they like move them to the sides is where they,
all right,
you know.
I'm done talking about little kids' balls with you. And then,
I
and
hope so. Jesus
And then
Christ.
they start digging around in your mouth. That they send a dentist to keep up with your teeth, to make sure your teeth are okay, and
They
then they
dig into
put
your
things in your
ears.
ears to make sure your ears are okay. There has to be, Mike, with all the crazy shit going on, and
Yeah.
people just, we have to be able to monitor this a little bit better. I think because
Yeah, I
people are
want
coming out
something
into the
like
world straight fucking crazy, and there's nothing we could do before they kill everybody.
we should have like that Tom Cruise movie where they can tell if you're going to commit a crime or not, just arrest you before it happens. I'm all for it. Fuck that shit. Let's
There
go.
were I've seen stuff like that. I think that's very interesting, and we could talk about that at another time as well, because there's a good show that was like that, that I could talk about
Oh
hours.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Persons of Interest with Jim Caviezel and
Yeah,
the guy from Lost.
yeah.
Also, Mike, also convicted leader of the 2020 plot to kidnap Michigan governor,
Yes.
sentenced to 16 years in prison.
I saw he got 16 years, another guy got like 22 years. Yeah, they're all going down.
Police pay a visit for Cousin Eddie holiday decorations. Somebody called. You remember Cousin Eddie from the
Yeah.
National Lampoon movies?
Yeah.
They had a Cousin Eddie. Apparently, I don't know if he had the robe on. He was
Uh-huh.
standing with the hose, and the neighbors called the police because they were so concerned.
I hate people. Watch a fucking movie, you uncultured swine.
Yeah,
Only like the second greatest Christmas movie of all time.
yeah,
No, third. It goes Christmas Story, Die Hard, Vacation.
yeah. I can't think of any of
Yeah.
those rather well. Friday After Next was a good one too.
Oh, yeah, that right. That was a Christmas movie. Forgot about that. That one sneaks in there, man. That's always sneaking in there.
It does, Mike. And finally from the news, Twitter. Just this morning, I seen reports thousands of global users struggle to log in. I noticed that I've been having troubles with my Twitter for about the past week.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what Elon's doing.
Like,
I'm sure he's
he's
making
firing
things
everyone.
better.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
he's making everything better by firing everyone and going, "See, this is easy."
You know what I do like about the Twitter now? That one thing that did get changed since he came over, there is a statistic, a bar down on the left-hand side. If you're reading somebody's tweet, it says
Yeah,
how
how
many.
many people have read?
Yeah, and I do like that being that the work that we do and stuff. It makes things easier for me to keep track of.
Yeah,
But I've certainly been seeing a lot of things that
like my feed barely refreshes anymore.
right.
It's great. I love it, man. I love it.
Mike, you ready to do some trivia? You know what? Go ahead and tell everybody about the website. We'll knock this trivia out and we'll get out of here.
TwoDumbYinzers.com. As I read it off of Ryan's poster back there, like no one can see me point at it. But yes, TwoDumbYinzers.com. Head on over there. We have links to everything you can find, or every place you can find Two Dumb Yinzers. It's all linked at TwoDumbYinzers.com.
There you go, everybody. Go check that out. We are on every live. We are live Monday through Friday every week from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please keep continuing to check us out. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And every show that we do goes up that day on the Spotify. It gets uploaded at 8 o'clock in the evening. You could listen to the show in podcast form if you like. Mike, are you ready for?
I am ready for fuck trivia. Uh-oh. You sound like you're not ready for trivia. Did you lose your question?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
There's a lot of that going on today everywhere, man. Even at like work, people are like, what are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. We do it every day. People are just like lost. It's that time of the year. Everyone's tired. Just want it to be over.
Give me 1 second.
All
sing a song for a minute. Just give me a second. I'll be able to pull it up.
Sing us a song. You're the piano man. Ba 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 ba.
Please, Ryan. Please find it.
Fucking ba 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 da 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 da. Stop. Drop.
All right.
Shut them down. Open up shop. Whoa.
All right. We're gonna keep it very simple,
Riders
Mike.
row.
You want it simple? Do you want a simple one?
Yes, I need a simple one. You can see how I am today.
All right, here we go. Question of the day. How well do we know our enemies? The Baltimore Ravens are who we are playing this week, of course. This is about what question Mike is about the Baltimore Ravens. Mike, I'm going to give you an easy one because we got to get out of here.
All right.
The Baltimore Ravens name is based on a poem by which American poet? Mike, was it Walt Whitman? Was it Edgar Allan Poe, Robert Frost, or Langston Hughes?
Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
So, who do you think, Mike? Do you think the Baltimore Ravens name is based off on a poem by which poet?
Edgar
Whitman,
Allan.
Poe, Frost, or Hughes?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe. Is that your final answer?
My final answer.
Lock you in. All right, you're all set. Mike, the answer is to the Baltimore Ravens' name is based on a poem by which American poet? You said Edgar Allan Poe. Of course, that is correct. Mike, what is the name of the poem?
The Raven.
I would assume. I
can't remember.
And I thought I don't know what the official name is. I hope it's the Raven.
Me too.
But there you go.
It's a good poem. I remember reading it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Mike, we do tomorrow's New Year's, the New Year's show. We will be slightly intoxicated. Mike and I, we're going to do some morning drinking tomorrow to do the show. We're going to talk about some year-end review because this will be, in fact, the last show of 2022. We're going to talk about some of our favorite moments, some of our least favorite moments, favorite guests, most embarrassing moments, all that kind of fun stuff we're going to talk about, Mike. So make sure you tune in tomorrow.
Well, which is perfect too, because I am off Saturday, so I can just get home and drink, and all my responsibilities are done for the day.
Tonight, Thursday Night Football, you do have the Titans and the Cowboys. Cowboys wins. If the Cowboys win, that helps Jacksonville lock up that division, and that also takes Tennessee out of any kind of wild card.
I think they're going to win. I think Cowboys are going to win. It looks like Henry is not going to be playing tonight.
I like it. Everything is going our way so far, Mike, except for that one game the other day. So keep trugging along. And if they make it, they make it, man. So come on, let's go. I hate saying it, but let's go Cowboys, right?
Let's go Cowboys. Micah Parsons, baby.
There you go. Mike, anything before we take off for the day, brother?
I got no words of wisdom. I have nothing except thank you for watching.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you for watching. From Mike Ryan, the Two Dumb Yinzers. We'll see you tomorrow.